Okay, so today is Thursday, 13th January 2022. So I'm going to try to speak louder because last night, you were asleep, so I didn't want to make noise. But today I came to my little office here in our apartment, so I'll try to speak louder, but it's difficult, because when I speak matters of the heart, one tends to whisper. So I just tend to do that. But I'll speak louder because I want to keep this setup as simple as possible. I'm sure you will know by the time you're watching this video that it has a lot of equipment for video and audio and all that. But you know what? I'm trying to make sure that I keep the setup as simple as possible, so this doesn't become some reason that I was like, oh, I'm tired or I'm lazy or something. So I just want to keep it simple, and that's it. So today was really cool, buddy. Today, 13th, tomorrow is your mommy's birthday. So it's good that I remember. Otherwise, as I told you yesterday, she's going to just kill me. And I did make some time to go and get her a present. Very difficult. Why women are so difficult to give gifts, but especially your mommy, because she has become such a simple person that it's even more difficult to give her stuff, right? But anyway, so say happy birthday to mommy. Anyway, so buddy, today was super cool. There was so many events happening in our life as a daddy and a son. First of all, let me tell you that, like all this time, when I ask you for kisses, we usually kiss on the lips, you and I. And of course, I kiss you everywhere. I kiss your cheeks. I kiss you everywhere because I just love it. And you don't love it that much, but hey, like sometimes you like it. When you're happy, you just come and you just want me to kiss you all over. When you are super active, super happy, you don't want me to kiss you much because you just want to be free and you just want to go and run and the stuff. So, but anyway, I love that we kiss on the lips. It makes me feel so close to you, so connected. So it's just so beautiful to have the opportunity to kiss the lips of an angel. And but you didn't know how to do the thing. So when you come to kiss, even when you ask for kisses, you're like, just like, or like, but no, not even. You don't do this. You didn't know, right? You usually are like, or just like, or something like that, or just like, you're so funny. But today, when I was leaving to do stuff, it was the first time that you actually did, like, first time ever. And it was when I asked you for a kiss before I was leaving, you just came straight to me and just like, and when you felt my lips, you like, and I was like, wow. I was like, my little buddy now can actually, he knows how to kiss. He can, probably not perfect, but it was really, really good first trial. And then I immediately, because mommy was like, we both were like, whoa, what just happened, right? And so I asked you for a second kiss and you just give it to me again. I was like, oh my God, so cute. It's just like amazing. And, I don't know, maybe now you're thinking like, oh, what? Daddy used to kiss me on the lips. Well, I hope that if I'm alive and you're 20 or 30 or something, I'm still kissing you on the lips because forever you're my baby. I don't care. And I know that a lot of people will think, it's not hygienic, it's dirty or whatever it is. Because of course sometimes you have saliva or whatever, or I give you actually, we never used food processor to process your food. I or mommy always chew a little bit and gave it to you. Your mommy always took it from her mouth, out of her mouth, and into your and until you just open your mouth, right? But in my case, I always give it to you straight from my mouth to yours, and this was completely natural when people were like in tribes and people were not so sophisticated and not so. They never they didn't think. I mean, they didn't go away from their nature, right? Because first and foremost, we are animals. So as an animal, you do what you have to, what it is in your nature, what it's innate, right? So I always thought like, wait, a food, because I as you know, buddy, I have read so much about nutrition and everything, right? So I know that, when the saliva and chewing is part of the digestion, so much better if I do it to the degree that I want, which is the minimum possible. So you exercise your teeth and your jaws and everything, and all your breathing or your respiratory system, instead of a processor. Or the processor just like mechanically just smashes the food, but it doesn't add any enzymes or anything. So anyway, so I hope you don't think it's disgusting, buddy, but you actually loved it. And not only that, it kind of created a very intimate, beautiful relationship between you and I, because there was so much trust. Every time you came to get food, you always wanted me to give you food. It's better than mom every single time. And the way you came, it was so candid, it was so free, it was so beautiful. It was just like absolute confidence in your daddy, right? Absolute trust in me, that's a bond unlike any other. So anyway, but today was a beautiful culmination, because you got to give me a tiny kiss, and daddy was so happy about it, and so proud of you to see your development every day. So that's one thing. And another thing that, just for you to know, we never ever forced you to kiss us. I mean, like, we never, a lot of parents, a lot of people, they bring a gift or they bring a toy, and they do as if they are going to give to the kid, but then they don't, because it's, but give me a kiss. So we never did that, because I don't think no one should ever, like condition something like, you get this if you give me a kiss. That's a very different thing to me, because it's like ugly, right? So we never did that. We never forced you to kiss anyone, grandma, anyone ever. I mean, you did what you wanted. In fact, you went weeks, sometimes weeks, without allowing mommy or daddy to kiss you. And I cannot say it hurt me, because as I said, whatever you do, it's perfect. All right. But of course, I would have loved you to kiss me more often. And mommy even more, because mommy got a lot less kisses than I got. So I was the lucky one. But we always wanted you to make sure that I wanted you to feel free. That you had no reason to feel like you had to do something with your body, or especially a kiss, which is an expression of love, right? So it's just beautiful. And okay, so that was one thing, and probably one of the highlights. But today there was a lot of highlights. This one, it's just so funny because since you were young, like, there was always mosquitoes, right? This is a very Thailand is a very tropical place, so there's always mosquitoes everywhere, and so you saw me always like trying to catch mosquitoes so they wouldn't bite you, right? Because you didn't like wearing any anti, or like repellent, mosquito repellent. So we always tried to make sure that there was no mosquito so they wouldn't bite you, because you were so defenseless meatball there, like not knowing that all these bloodsuckers were having a fist with you. So you saw us very early, and you saw me, right, like just like catching mosquitoes. But every time, even if I didn't catch a mosquito, especially probably if I didn't, or sometimes I did, right? So I had the mosquito in my hand and I showed it to you, or sometimes there was no mosquito, but I got you to believe that there was one, and I would just do like if I picked it with my fingers, and sometimes I did, right? I just like get really close to you, right? But when there was no mosquito really on my fingers, I would do as if I had already put it in your mouth, and you would be like, like. So you always believe that I actually put mosquitoes inside your mouth, which again is just part of you're a boy. And even if you were a girl, I would have done the same, because I want strong kids, right? That they're not just like yucky and all this. So that's it. But I had, to be honest, I hadn't done it in a long time, because after a while, it was funny then, and that's it. And then the last few weeks, you actually like, not even months, like you do like, there is a mosquito, but you just do like, yeah, you're the mosquito so far. But lately, you actually like you see them well, and you actually go after them. And thanks to you, actually, I see them, and sometimes I catch them myself, right? So it's really cute to see you. Sometimes, like you see the mosquito there, and you just, or you see mommy or me killing the mosquito, right? And then you just go and you smash the walls really hard. Actually, you really are a brave boy, because you hit it so hard, and you're that's it. So anyway, so that's part of the story. But the funny thing, and I wasn't there, but mommy told me that this happened when you were having a bath with mommy, that you saw a tiny little ant on the wall, right? And you were wet, of course. So you saw the ant and you smashed it, right? And you are too young to understand that it's better not to kill anything, insects or anything, if they're not, like a mosquito. Okay, the mosquito really can bother you all night and really can be a problem, right? But an ant, and such a tiny ant, wouldn't be a problem. So that you just don't know better, and you just find it like interesting. You always want to smash everything, right? So you just and you smashed her, and then you were looking at your tiny hand, and you were trying to pick it, right? You were trying to and mommy saw you, and she was even trying to help you, and because it got stuck. Sorry, it got stuck on your hand because it was wet, right? So finally, you were able to catch it with your tiny fingers. You immediately just put the ant inside your mouth and swallowed it. So while your mommy was like, no, she's just like that, right? So I was like, oh my God, I'm just so proud of my kiddo. So I got rewarded of all those times that I got you to think that you were eating mosquitoes. Now you're really eating stuff like serious cavemen. So yeah, you ate your first ant, at least that I know of. Probably you've done it in the past many times, and I didn't know, and I actually don't care. We have one of the rules in the house is that if something falls on the ground and it's your food, it's edible, you just pick it up and eat it. It's part of a simple strategy to keep you always healthy, right? Because immune system needs to it needs stressors, right? Most people don't understand this today. Most people just want to be absolute hygiene, absolute cleanliness. I think I talked about this last video, right? And it's completely the opposite of what should be happening, right? Actually, it's fantastic for a body to have stressors, to have dirt, to have in this house, you've eaten, and mommy and I have eaten even meat, right? Like, well, we all have eaten raw meat, especially you. You've eaten a lot. I have eaten a lot. Mommy has eaten a little bit less, but does. Sometimes the meat is slightly off, which has more bacteria. And you know what? Not once you've ever had any problem with your stomach, and you actually are crazy healthy. So yeah. So it's just part of the whole upbringing, right? It's just okay. Nothing is dirty if it touches the ground, even if it's not the house, huh? Because this just applies for everything. On the street, it doesn't matter. It's just like, okay, you eat it, doesn't care. That's it, finished. It's like a kid 50 years ago or 100 years ago. This crazy BS about cleanliness was not. No one was obsessed about cleanliness back then because it was just a more natural world. But anyway, I love you, kid. So first real kiss, fantastic. And then your first real aunt. That's awesome. Anyway, so, and I actually made some notes that I'm writing because I'm reading because I want to, I don't want to forget, and I want to have a faster pace so you don't get bored with me speaking so slowly. Anyway, so another thing, and this I was in the apartment when it was happening. They were drilling holes on someone's walls. I don't know, but like in apartments, when you're in apartments, if you drill a hole in the 5th floor, you can hear it perfectly well in the 1st floor, as if the drill was being, the hole was being drilled, 10 centimeters away of your ears. So you got so scared. I didn't know because I was in a different place in the apartment, but I saw you like glued to mom. I was like, oh, and I realized that you were just afraid of it was really nasty noise, to be honest. It was not normal drilling. It was like really heavy drilling. But, and this is something, well, I love, right? The instant that you were close enough, like mommy came closer to me and you saw me, you immediately you are like a monkey, right? So you were glued to her here, and suddenly you were glued to me, right? And just like here. So it's just normal, right? Like, we are men, you are man, and it's your responsibility to be strong for others. We all have to be strong for others and for ourselves. But you, as a boy, as a man, you have to be strong because you will have a family. You better have a family. That's the only thing that I don't want you to not do. Please have a family. Okay, but when you have a family, when you have a woman, when you have babies, you need to be strong. And you don't have to look strong. You don't have, well, you better. I hope you do. But, the point is that people have to feel safe just with your presence. And this is something I appreciate very much, when you appreciate this protection and this safety on me. I love it. And, it happened since you were super little, and mommy had to do something with the blender, right? The blender I bought is a high-speed blender when I was crazy enough to be a vegan. And so it's very noisy. And when mommy put it the first time, I wasn't there, but she told me you would just tremble. You would be just like physically, immediately, like shaking, right? And yeah, I saw it later. So, but every time you came to me, right, and you would know that you would come to me, you would kneel close to me or on me or around me, right? And the drill. You knew that I was going to put my hands on your ears, not to allow you to hear the sound so loud, the noise. And this is not normal on you, right? Because you never like to be touched. I think no baby likes to be touched when they're very young. So, but you had the patience because you trusted me, because you knew that I was going to help you with this, right? And one thing that I always told mommy, right, is like in moments like when you were like that, buddy, I never overtalk. I never like, oh no, it's okay, don't worry, you'll be fine. Don't be afraid. No, I hate this talking because I know that I'm distracting you from the fact of, okay, there's something that makes you afraid, right? But you know you're safe. And I want to provide that safe space for you to process the experience without a lot of noise, without a lot of, all these people screaming, shouting, or telling you what to do. So just try to hold you. In this case, I didn't even have to I did actually close your ears, but just by putting one of your ears here and my hand over the other ear, right? And just transmit you that you were safe, and no talk, no blah 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 blah, because that's just noise. It's more noise over noise. So yeah, but so that was the plan there, and today was the drill. And but once you're close to daddy or close to mommy, you're cool, and that's just so beautiful. And then let me see. Then when you go to sleep, usually you are not. I don't know if any kid is easy to sleep at close to 2 years old, but you definitely are not. You take your time. And unfortunately, you remind me, because I've never been the kind of person that falls asleep easily. So you act very much in ways that I see myself. I act, or I used to act. So I'm sorry about that, buddy. I hope you didn't get this from me, but I'm afraid you did. But I'll help you to overcome it, because I did overcome it a while ago. But anyway, your mommy is very, it's like, this is the way that has to be, she has a theory, she has a way that she thinks she should do stuff, and she doesn't vary, she doesn't change, she doesn't adapt to the situation. Well, I'm exactly the opposite. I first see the situation, I read the situation, and then I do, right? So I was telling mommy, you are becoming a no mommy. The typical mom that all she does all day is say no. No to this, no to that. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And she told me, right, many times that when she was young, when she was like not your age, but very, very young, she was overly mature. She was never able to be just a kid. She overthought everything. She had great insights, actually. It's very often that she tells me, you know what, when I was like 7, I used to think this or that. I was like, whoa, wow, actually, that's kind of very deep for a 6 or 7 years old person. So, but the problem is that she didn't have the lightness of heart and the innocence of mind to just enjoy things as a kid should, right? Or we think that a kid should. So I was telling her, what about if instead of becoming, because that's what you're becoming, a no mom, right? When you cannot sleep, it's like, no, stay here. No, come here. No, don't. No, don't. It's like, oh, I just see myself. I'm thinking, oh my God, if I were trying to sleep and this woman was telling me not to do everything I feel like I have to do, because I'm probably a bit anxious. I'm overly, maybe I'm very excited. Maybe I'm just not sleepy yet, right? And I want to move a little bit to feel comfortable, to feel happy. And I have this person telling me no. Then she probably is increasing my stress levels, and therefore I can sleep even. It's even more difficult to get to sleep. So I was telling her, why don't you try to live the childhood, to enjoy the childhood you couldn't enjoy because of your nature through our little one? Because actually this is what I've been doing since he was born. I tried connecting at an emotional, at a spiritual level. So I tried to see the world as he does. And I've had great success, actually. Many members from super young age have come. Many, their memories that are not formed by, words or things I can describe, or more by intuition, by emotion, by like probably like an animal or like an insect. Remember, it's not like a person, right? That we make concepts out of everything. So I was just telling that to mommy, and I hope she considers, because she deserves to have this lightness of heart, and you deserve to have a mommy that allows you to be more yourself, and that she reads situations instead of just have hard laws or rules or regulations to do things. I know it's important to have limits. I know it's important to have certain kind of rules, but if a kid is just rolling because he isn't sleep, he's not sleepy enough yet, well, probably it's time to just enjoy the 10 minutes he needs to jump up and down and all around, and then he will fall asleep, right? Even if it's 30 or 40. I mean, we've been there 2-3 hours, but I have a ball of a time when you're not sleeping, because when you don't sleep, but you're freaking crazy, man. You just jump. We put 2 king size beds together, like completely together, so we didn't have the problem of you falling too often off the bed, right? You actually never have fallen, at least now that I know. Maybe you fell with mommy and she didn't tell me. But anyway, the thing is that, when you don't want to sleep, but you're all excited and all happy and all crazy, you just go from, like tonight, you were just like running from one side to the other, and you just love tripping. You trip on purpose, and you actually love landing on your face. So it's like freaking awesome, man. I just love it. I just love it. And we have so many games, and I play with you super rough, very, very rough. Super rough. Like everyone that sees us, it's like, what the hell is happening? But actually, you're just like crazy enjoying it and happy, as just laughing out loud like crazy. So I have great time, but I understand. Mom is such a tiring thing to be a mom. That I understand that mom is crazy tired, and she just wants you to sleep soon, because when you don't sleep soon, then she stays in very awkward positions, so you can drink milk from her breast, right? So she suffers. So I understand it's just a lot easier for me to enjoy you as a child, but I just wanted to encourage her that she may be able to shift a little bit the vision, the way she sees herself as a mom that has to get you to do certain kind of things, and just kind of be 3 kids, right? If you're not able to sleep, just enjoy seeing you crazy. And that's it, man. Because you know what, you're growing fast, man. And I hate to say it, because I try to be as present as possible. I try to desire nothing from the past, and I try to detach. I really have made it, something really important in my life, not to be stuck in the past, but not to wish for things like, I hope he doesn't grow. But man, when I see you growing so fast, when I know there's going to be a time, one last time of everything. Yeah, you see, get chicken skin. It's tough, buddy. It is actually very tough. I didn't want you to learn how to walk. I didn't want you to learn how to crawl. I didn't want you anything. I just wanted you to be a blob that I had to carry everywhere, day and night, because that was just like the best ever. When I have you in my arms, especially when you're tired, when you're sleepy, and I really feel that you put all your body against mine, so you are very comfortable and you can rest, or even sometimes, very few times, fall asleep. I just think like one day you will never, ever need me to carry you again. And it's sad. You will never need me so many things. Yeah. So it actually is a bit tough for me to see you growing, because you are growing fast, and I'm doing everything, and I will do everything. And I'm sure by the time you're watching this, you know that you're a very independent and strong man. So the more independent I make you, or I help you become, the stronger, the less you will need me. Of course, at least at a physical level. And I hope you don't need me at all, because that would be selfish from my part. But hey, I'm emotional. I'm an old man, so I have the right to. Well, it's not sadness. It's just like, we human beings have a hard time letting go, even of the bad things. So imagine the good ones, like you. I mean, if it was up to me, you would be forever a baby, and that's it. But that would be the stupidest, most selfish thing I could ever imagine or wish. So I love you, buddy. What can I tell you? And I'm sure that at the age that you don't need anything from me, well, I'm trying to be the best dad in the world. I mean, there's no other way of telling you. I mean, I cannot bullshit you. My only aim in life, really, is to build the most beautiful relationship with you, and to make you the best, to equip you with the best elements to be the best human being you possibly could be. Everything else in my life is not even secondary, is less than that. Everything. There's not one thing. Life itself doesn't mean anything anymore. Before you were born, yeah, of course, it was different. But once you were born, I realized that I exist in relationship to you. Meaning, there's no other purpose. Long ago I realized that, life doesn't have a purpose. And I think this is something I should talk about in a different video. But life doesn't have a purpose as itself. Like, there's a lot of talk about a purposeful life, blah, 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 finding your purpose. But that's bullshit. There's a purpose, a universal, a divine purpose. But you were not born here to do one special thing or the other one, or help or not help, or no. The purpose of life is life itself, is living, is living, and by that means just existing in a conscious way, especially in a conscious way. That's the only thing I can tell you that is important. Living consciously, which means being conscious, being aware of your existence at every moment, not become a droid, not become an idiot just glued to the phone or whatever you have when you are an adult. Not just go through life in auto mode like a robot, but actually being aware of the present at every moment, which is an art that very few know how to do. So I mean, it's not even understood by most people. This that I'm saying, like 99% of people probably don't understand what living is, because in the media they will tell you live life, and they will put people like jumping off a parachute and surfing and doing all this special or dangerous stuff, and it's only a part, right? Imagine if all you do is just save money to go on a crazy trip once, even 1 month a year. So you're not living the other 11 months? Of course not. You should live every single second as if you were jumping off that airplane. We should do it, actually. Probably we do it when you are like 12 or 10 or something. I don't know if there's a minimum age, but we should do some parachuting. I like that. Oh, it's going to be so good that day. Anyway, but you know what? The point is this. If you live your life with an attention, intention, and intensity that you would employ when you're jumping off a plane with your parachute, that's living. And that's what I'm trying to do every single day. And since you were born, I realized that I exist only in relationship to you, meaning my life as itself, it's over. I mean, I'm 49 and I can do a lot of things. I do a lot of things. I have projects. I do, even when I don't do anything, I do a lot of things. But it's been always me, right? But the truth is that everything is circumstantial. I could do it or not. That's the truth. I could be making a video or making an audio or making a song or making a marketing plan or making a voiceover or I don't know. I just know a lot to do a lot of things. But you know what? None of them are important. None of them define me. Nothing. I could stop doing all of them now, right now, and I wouldn't have lost anything. And the world wouldn't have lost anything either. So I'm not important in any way. But in relationship to you, I am. Because I'm responsible for you. I'm responsible for guiding you and loving you and providing everything for you. And I'm not talking only about material stuff, of course, at all. It's just all the other dimensions of being that if daddy doesn't introduce you to those things, no one will. I mean, you will one day find out when you feel fucked up and empty and miserable like most people feel, and you would go on a search for something more important than the superficial stuff that everyone lives by. But that's it. The moment you were born, that's my purpose. My purpose is you. Simple. Anyway, last thing. This is, I'm sorry. It just happened. We went together because since we went to the beach last week and we put you to bed together, we usually don't do that because when I'm close to you, you just don't sleep for hours because you're too excited. So, but since we went on the beach and we had all the time, well, we put you to bed together, right? And once we came back home, you don't want to sleep. If I'm here, if I'm at home, you always make sure that that I go and I'm with you right next to you when you're falling asleep. Otherwise, you cry like crazy, or you just drag me with the trouser from my trousers in, and that's it. And you're just so funny, man. I mean, you still don't speak. One other thing, I don't want you to do anytime soon. But you just make yourself clear, loud and clear. So we were there and we both, mommy and I, thought that you were going to fall asleep super fast, but you didn't. You just start standing up and doing stuff, right? And it was cute because today you were right in between both of us, and you every 5 minutes or so you would turn and you would look at me, you would take my face. I would be on top of you because I'm like looking at you like this, right? And you're down there. And you would have me to come really close to you. And sometimes you kiss me up. Super cute. But other times you just had me super close to you and you just caress me. You just love touching me like this. And I find it amazing that you, my little meatball, you are touching me. You're caressing me. You're making me feel like, and you do that, and you do like, you don't smile like this to anyone. No one, just me, not mommy, no one. You just show me all your pearly, beautiful teeth, and just like, and you go back to drinking mommy's milk. And every 3, 4, 5 minutes, you do it again and again. And you were you're so happy, right? So you start like swinging your hand like that. And suddenly, unfortunately, you cocked your mommy's eye, and you really you made her cry, and it was really bad. You really smashed the shit out of her poor little eye, and she was crying. She didn't get upset, nothing, but she was like and sobbing, right? And you were like, like, what the hell did I do? And we didn't tell you anything, but you understood that there was some problem, right? And then after 5, 6, 10 minutes probably that your mom recovered, she lied down again, and we lie down, and you go and you do the swinging of the arm again. Of course, you didn't hit her, but then we both reacted, right? Because you just had almost injured her. You could have injured her actually quite badly, to be honest. Thank God nothing happened. Well, I don't know, because now she has the eye of a turtle, but and it's all red. But anyway, don't feel bad if your mom is just a pop eye. No, but yeah, if your mom like tonight, like she wakes up and her eyeball is like hanging, oh, don't feel guilty. Just joking. Anyway, but the point is, you did it really strong, really hard, and this time I had to to talk to you quite firmly, quite strong. Of course, I just held your hand not to make sure that you wouldn't swing again and hit her, right? But without any force of any kind. But I did tell you, like really, like firmly, like stop. Don't do that again. Stop it. And you didn't make a face of no, because normally that's like you feel sad and you just cry. You didn't make a face of like scared or something, because it was not that loud or anything. But you understood the seriousness of the situation, and you just turned to drink mom's milk. You looked for my hand, because sometimes you like holding my hand when you fall asleep, but you do 30 seconds and you get like hot or something, and you just can't do it, right? But this time you held my hand until you fell asleep, and it was beautiful. And I'm sorry I had to speak a bit strong, but never angry. That I can tell you, buddy. Like in the almost 2 years you've been in this world, I've been, like frustrated in this 1 year, 9 months, I think around 45 seconds, if you split them over 9 months. So sometimes it's been like a half a second that I just like feel frustrated, and that's it. Or 2 or 3 seconds. And then I realize it, and it's just it's gone in that moment, right? So I've never, you don't know what your dad, and I hope you never do actually, ever see your dad angry with you. Ever. Because I don't think anger is something that belongs in a relationship between a father and a son. But yeah, something that unfortunately your mom still has problems. She still doesn't understand how to speak firmly without showing anger. And she still has this like old style, like parenting that they wanted to, like get the kid to be fearful of the parents, right? This is something I don't want ever to happen between you and I, and I hope it never happens between you and your mom. I really, every day I root for you. Every day I hear like she loses her coolness, I just go and tell her, right? And not in a way that like that pushes her down or makes you feel like you're stronger or better than her, so you feel like you can manipulate. But I do find a way to let her know that, like, you know what, you can be strong, you can be firm, you can even be frustrated, because you're only a human. And the worst would be that that she was frustrated, and she would be trying not to look frustrated, because you would know that she is, and she's acting. She's pretending she's not. I think that's one thing that as a kid, and I don't want you to ever face that situation of parents pretending something in front of you. I want to be very clear and very transparent with you, but I'm trying to get your mommy to understand more that she doesn't need anger, that she can use a strong voice, not shouting, because there's no need for shouting, but you know, like a strong command or a strong affirmation or whatever it is, an order, whatever, but also order. Anyway, but without emotion, without anger, without trying to impose herself to you. Because I believe that, you know, this 1 year and 9 months, you have shown me that my strategy of respecting you is the best strategy, has paid the best dividends. I see you as an equal, tiny, cute, and with her, but equal. And there's nothing that I don't ask you, consult you before doing. Nothing. Of course, there's stuff that will happen no matter what, because it has to be done. But I always try to make sure that first I let you know what I'm going to do. You know, I explain you, and then I finally do things. When you're relaxed and I can tell that you like when I respect you. I can tell that you understand what I'm asking, when I'm telling you what I'm going to do, and I'm respectfully telling you that I'm going to do it. I can tell that you see that. And because you honor it, I honor it more. So that's it. A lot of amazing things happened today, right? And kiddo, I love you with all my heart. And do amazing stuff so I have something awesome to talk tomorrow or the next day. Feel free. I love you. And see you next time, little one. Bye.